A roller coaster malfunction, one of Six Flags Great Adventure's most popular rides. They were back there out at El Toro today. We know 14 people were hurt last night. 5 of them had to go to the hospital. News 4's Brian Thompson live in Jackson, New Jersey, where, Brian, I understand it's not the first mishap for that particular ride.
No, it's not. It's a very fast ride, up to 70 miles an hour at one point, reportedly. And certainly for those 14 people who suffered some sort of pain or discomfort or injury, it was a ride they won't soon forget.
El Toro, El Toro, oh, El Toro. So let's talk about it. So what is El Toro? El Toro is a wooden roller coaster by Intamin. The coaster is located at Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson Township, New Jersey, or as I like to call it, Six Flags, New Jersey. Even though Intamin manufactured the ride, they did subcontract our friends at Rocky Mountain Construction, RMC for short, to complete construction of the coaster. El Toro opened June 11, 2006 in Plaza de Carnaval section of the park, which has a Mexican theme. At the time of its opening, it held the record of the steepest drop of any wooden roller coaster in the world. El Toro also replaced a former coaster by the name of Viper, and it actually uses Viper's old station. Ask anyone in the coaster community, and El Toro is very well received. I mean, we have a whole YouTuber named El Toro Ryan, who makes awesome videos, by the way. But yeah, this coaster is super popular and has won countless awards, but it is also popular for something else. August 2013, El Toro experienced its first incident by the lift motor malfunctioning. It was quickly fixed by Intamin by sending out a new part within the month. And then we actually go a very long time without any other incidents, which actually brings us to June of last year. June 2021. One of the trains partially derailed by the upstop wheel moving out of place. These wheels are to prevent the train or car coming off the track. No one got hurt and all guests were safely removed from the ride. After Intamin investigated, the park was not fined, but it was fined $5,000 for not immediately even reporting the incident to the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs. Shady, shady, shady Six Flags. Then El Toro remained closed for almost a year. August 2022. Another malfunction happened again, and 14 riders were taken to the hospital. El Toro is now closed indefinitely and is under investigation. Now, you would think the video is going to end here, but it's not. As much as I love Intamin, and if you're subscribed to our channel, then you know I'm an Intamin fangirl, we gotta talk about the common problems with their rides.
I'm Rick Van Hoos. For the first time, as we told you, since a ride malfunction at Six Flags Kentucky Kingdom, severing her feet, a Louisville teen is speaking out about the ordeal and what she wants changed.
In the big story at 5, Mike Vachinik joins us with what Caitlin Lassiter is saying about these past 11 months. Tough time for Mike.
Very tough time. Amazing stuff today, guys. Caitlin Lassiter was just 13 when a cable snapped in the Superman Tower of Power, severing her feet, and she says changing her life forever. Today on Capitol Hill, she talked about the ordeal, how she's overcoming adversity, and why she wants other children protected from what she went through.
In the mind, I'm not as carefree as a 14-year-old child should be. And that really sucks. I got that taken away from me.
September 2009, another cable breaks on Xcelerator at Knott's Berry Farm, resulting in 2 guests being injured. April 2010, Expedition G-Force derails on the lift hill. In February 2012, a restraint latch fails and a girl dies on another Intamin drop tower. And of course, we have Intamin's most infamous roller coaster, which would be Volcano, my absolute favorite, but it came with many problems. Theme Park Crazy has an amazing video on the rise and downfall of Volcano, so I grabbed a little bit of the video for a better explanation.
Another issue with the ride was the launch system. Though the LIM system would evolve over the years, the one used by Volcano was young and underdeveloped. The system would often underperform, failing to launch the trains fast enough to complete the first inversion. On the other hand, despite the trouble it was to operate, the ride's popularity was unmatched. Guests loved this ride, and the park would do everything they could to keep it running. Over the years though, the coaster would prove to be more trouble than it was worth. Perhaps the most infamous example of this happened in 2006. That year, a serious incident would occur on the ride. After one of the trains completed the second launch, a loud noise was heard. The ride was not stopped, and another train was dispatched. When the second train hit the launch, a loud pop was heard, and riders would be struck with flying debris. 2 people were taken to the hospital, with one man reportedly suffering a cut above his eye, and a 12-year-old boy reportedly suffering a leg injury. The cause of the accident was later found by the park to be a broken track bolt, which allegedly sent pieces of the launch system flying at guests.
During production, the engineers miscalculated the G-forces during a Heartline roll towards the end of the ride. If they would have kept it, it would have deemed too much for riders to handle. The roll had to be removed before the ride even opened, after it had already been put together. After Maverick comes out of the tunnel, the ride would go straight down into the Heartline roll if it was still there. Intimidator 305 at King's Dominion is one of my favorite rides there. I have personally been on the ride the first year it opened, and of course after, all the way up until last year. So Canobie Coasters has a really good piece about Intimidator's intensity, so I grabbed a little bit of that so you guys can check that out.
Question headliner at this Virginia theme park. And from day one, coaster enthusiasts loved this coaster's intensity, but reception among most guests was mixed. All other full-circuit Giga coasters have a giant overbanker camelback after that first drop. Intimidator 305 instead treated riders to a high-speed, low-to-the-ground turn. Almost every rider would gray out on this element, and a few would even black out. While some enjoy that display of power, others found the sustained forces like that unpleasant and uncomfortable. Some people were even going to first aid after their ride. As a result, King's Dominion added a trim brake on the ride's first drop midway through the ride's inaugural season. This reduced the ride's top speed from 90 miles per hour or 145 kilometers per hour to 79 miles per hour or 127 kilometers per hour. While it slightly reduced the forces on that first turn, most riders were still graying out.
In 2021, Skyrush at Hershey Park closed down half of the year. A rumor started circulating that the cable had snapped going up the lift hill. It turned out to be a malfunction with the coaster's motor. Let's not forget the nightmare of technology and malfunctioning issues that Hagrid's had, mainly around its opening, especially the opening day. But now it seems, at least last year when I went on Halloween, it seemed like it was running pretty smoothly, although it was down one part of the day.
10 TV News at noon starts today with breaking news. One of the fastest roller coasters in the world, which is here in Ohio, will no longer run again. Cedar Point leaders announced this morning that they are retiring the Top Thrill Dragster. Take a look at this tweet from the Sandusky Amusement Park. The park acknowledges that it's retiring Top Thrill Dragster, quote, as you know it. Okay, that statement goes on to say, Cedar Point's legacy of ride innovation continues. Our team is hard at work creating a new and reimagined ride experience. And again, that's part of a statement from Cedar Point. You might remember in August of 2021, a Michigan woman was hit in the head by a bracket that came loose from one of the trains while she was waiting in line. The woman was taken to a hospital, but the details surrounding her injuries were never released. The ride was shut down for the rest of the 2021 season and the 2022 season. The Ohio Department of Agriculture completed its 6-month investigation into the amusement park and found no laws were broken.
Now, despite all those issues over the years, Intamin does seem to be going in the right direction with Velocicoaster and Pantheon. So hopefully newer rides to come from the manufacturer will not have any major issues. I know especially most coaster enthusiasts really love Intamin just for the risks that they do take, and just always trying to kind of outdo themselves with each ride that's released. Alrighty, if you made to the end of the video, thank you so much, guys. Leave your comments down below on El Toro and Intamin's history. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you are subscribed and you are watching our videos, thank you so much, and goodbye.